So today's video is going to be one that is very highly requested here on my channel, and that is how to highlight and contour your face. I know highlighting and contouring can be very intimidating, especially when you're using cream and powder products at the same time. It's kind of scary to jump into like doing so much with your face, especially because contouring and highlighting can go really wrong really quickly. What I'm going to do today is take you step by step, teach you every little thing about my highlight and contour routine so that you know exactly what you're doing and exactly why you're doing it. So not only am I going to show you how I highlight and contour, but I'm also going to explain to you why you do these things, what these steps mean to making your face look more defined, more sculpted, more shapely, slimmer. I'm just going to take you through all of the steps to get a nice highlighted and contoured face. As you can see, my highlight and contour isn't too dramatic. I know a lot of other people do like crazy like drag queen contour, and that is good for some people, but for me, I like it to be a little more natural, a little less intense, because I do wear makeup outside in the real world and I don't want people to look at me and be like, whoa, why is she dressed for a fashion show? It's definitely a highlight and contour routine that you could wear on an everyday basis. To be honest, this isn't something I do every single day, this whole cream and powder highlight and contour, but for the days where I'm wearing a full face of makeup and I want a nice sculpted face, this is what I do. So I think this is a great routine for a special night out, an event, just a day that you want a little pick-me-up and you want to look slimmer in your face and all that. This is a great routine for those things. So if you want to learn how to highlight and contour your face using cream and powder products, then please keep watching. So our first step to highlighting and contouring is obviously to put on our foundation, and I always use a primer before I put on my foundation. So today I'm going to use the Benefit POREfessional and just pop that all over the skin to prime for our foundation. This is one of my favorite face primers and I love it so much. It is pretty pricey, but I really like it. I think it's worth the money. So now that our skin is prepped and primed, we're going to go on to foundation. And the foundation I chose to use today is the NARS Sheer Glow. Not really for any particular reason, just because I hadn't used it in a while and I figured I'd use it today. But anyway, I'm just going to pop that on with my Sigma F80 brush. Okay, so our foundation is on and now it's time to start highlighting and contouring. I always like to do contouring first just because, I don't know, I actually don't know why, I just always do it that way. So I'm first going to start by laying down my cream contouring product, and my favorite one to do cream contouring is the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Foundation Stick. It's just a lot darker than my skin tone. This is the shade 330 Toffee, and basically I just got a shade that was like way darker than my skin tone so we can create those shadows on your face. And I definitely recommend this one because it's a very like easy, simple process and it's super cheap. I know a lot of people get like the Bobbi Brown skin foundation stick, and I'm like, I don't want to spend that much money on something I'm not going to be using as a real foundation. So I just got this one because it was like $6 or $7 or something. I actually don't remember. I always start contouring my cheeks first, and for this video I'm just going to do half of my face so that you guys can see the difference that highlighting and contouring actually makes, like step by step. So I'm first going to start on my cheeks. I'm just going to take it from where my hairline, like the edge of my sideburns, right where my ear is, and I'm just going to draw a line and stop about there. And that's why this makes it so easy, because you literally just have to like draw lines on your face. So I took it from the top of my hairline down to like the center of my cheek. You don't want to take it too far down because then it'll look a little bit crazy when you blend it out. So we've got our cheek contour, and now we're going to contour our forehead so that it makes our forehead look a little smaller, our face a little slimmer, stuff like that. So we're basically just going to take the foundation stick and make a big like line from the center of your forehead down to your temple, and you're just going to leave it like that. We're going to blend this all out later, obviously. And then I like to take it along my jawline to hide my little double chin action and then also on the edge of my nose, just to make my nose look a little slimmer. And the great thing about this is you could just use the very edge and it gives you that nice thin line along the side. And I also like to take it under my bottom lip so that we create like a little poutier of a lip. And so now that we have all of the cream contouring products on, we are going to blend it all out. And what I use to blend it out is this small duo fiber brush F55 from Sigma. You're basically just going to run that back and forth until all of the product is blended out. This brush basically does all the work for you. All you have to do is just run it lightly along that line that you created and it'll eventually blend out. And make sure that you position the brush like above the line that you put it and not below, because if we put it below then it would blend down all the way down to like our chin and that would look weird. So you want to keep the brush like above it and blend that way so that the contour fades up rather than down, because if it faded down then it would be too far down. And as you can see already, this side of my face looks a lot slimmer because of that cheek contour. It kind of like sucks in the cheeks and makes them look like the cheekbones look higher, and then the face just looks slimmer. And so same thing for around the hairline. You just want to buff this part. I do circular motions because I like it to be really blended out, whereas this I don't want to take it too far down, so I basically just go back and forth. But this I do circular motions so it looks nice and airbrushed, and I don't care if it comes too far down. And then along the jawline I just go back and forth so that it doesn't go down my neck and make my neck look like really bronze or anything. You just want to create a shadow there so that your jaw, like your jawline, looks a little slimmer. And then for the parts of my face that are a little tighter, I like to take this e.l.f. small stipple brush and blend it out with that. Yeah, so as you can see, this side of my face has a lot more dimension and shape already. Without even highlighting, we just contoured, and it already looks like very nice and shapely and defined, rather than like this side of my face that looks really flat and just like one color, because naturally your face is not just one color, but when you put on foundation it makes it look that way because we want to hide imperfections and stuff. But that's not really how a natural face looks when you don't have makeup on, so we use contouring to kind of give the face its shape back again. So now that we have our cream contouring products on, we're going to move on to our powder contouring, just to set everything in place so it doesn't budge and to add a little more dimension to our face. What I'm going to be using today for both highlighting and contouring is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. You don't have to use this. You can use your favorite bronzers and your favorite highlighting powders. I just love that this has everything all in one place, and I actually do love the quality of these powders. I definitely recommend this thing. So I popped out the shade that I like to use from the palette. This is the shade Java, which is like the second to darkest shade in the contouring palette, and I'm basically just gonna take that on this F05 small contour brush from Sigma, get that on the tips of the brush. And I love this brush because it's got like that flat head, so it's really nice to get like a sharp line, but it's also fluffy so you can blend it out. So I've got that on my brush. I'm basically just going to go on an angle with the brush straight into where we put that contour line and place the product first, and then we're going to blend up. Once again, we don't want it to go too far down, so you want to blend in an upward motion. And for around the hairline, you can just buff this powder onto it in circular motions, once again because this is a lot less detailed than the contour in your cheekbone, so you just want to buff around that. And then same for along the jawline. And then for around the nose, I like to take a eyeshadow brush. This is the Sigma Highlight Diffuser E71. It's got like an angled top, so it's really nice to get like precise in that like that nose area. So I've just got a little tiny bit on my brush because I don't like my nose contour to be too intense, and I'm basically just going to take that from the bottom of the eyebrow down to the tip of the nose and blend that out nice and good. And then also take it right under my bottom lip. Okay, so now that our contouring is done, we're going to move on to our highlighting. And what I like to use for highlighting is just a concealer that is 2 or 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. But make sure if you're darker than me, if you're lighter than me, get 2 or 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. Say if you're really tan or dark skinned, do not get a shade of concealer called light or fair or just like the lightest they have, because you will look ashy. Go by your skin tone and go 2 or 3 shades above that to find your highlighting product. Don't just get the lightest thing they have, because it will look weird on you if it's too light. So just go 2 or 3 shades lighter than your own skin tone and stick to that color. It will look highlighted. So the product I have here is the NYX HD Photogenic Concealer in the shade Light. The reason I'm using this is because it's got a nice pink undertone and it really cancels out those dark circles under your eyes. I have really bad dark circles, so I definitely want to conceal them as well as highlight my face. So I like that you can do both of those things in one step. I'm just going to use the doe foot applicator that it comes with. And we're going to start on this very inner corner of the eye because you get a lot of darkness right next to the nose right there. And then I'm going to draw a line down the side of my nose and then up to the corner of my eye, and then just fill that in with the concealer. You can take it all the way out here, but I don't really like it. It eventually blends out when you blend out the whole thing. I don't like to take it all the way out because I think it looks weird when it's like choppy, like dark, light, dark. So I just take it like right there, and then I blend it out with a beauty blender or a brush later. And then I also take it down the center of my nose to highlight my nose, up in the center of the forehead, and kind of fan it out. Once again, I'm only doing this side of my face so that you can see the difference when we're done. And then I like to go on the top of my lip and my Cupid's bow area to make my lip look poutier, because who doesn't want pouty lips? Then I also go on the center of the chin just to highlight it, make it come forward a little, give you like a stronger jawline look. And I know a lot of people also like to take some highlighting product right under their contouring product, but to me that just makes it look way too harsh and way too dramatic. It's not a look that I go for. But if you do want like a really sharp contour, that is something you can do. I just don't prefer that on myself. So now I'm just gonna blend all of this product out with a damp beauty blender. Okay, and so at this point we want to set our under eye concealer really quickly because we don't want it to crease under our eye. So what there's a fuzz on my face. So what I use for that is the banana powder from the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. But if you don't have this kit, you can always get like Ben Nye has banana powder, or just a very yellow based powder. But I take that on my tapered highlighter F35 brush from Sigma, and I basically just press that under the eyes. You can also use like the ambient lighting powders from Hourglass. Those are great for setting under the eyes. I like the Makeup Forever HD powder. That's a really nice fine one that doesn't look cakey. And as you can see, this side of my face looks really dead compared to this side. So we set that under eye concealer. Now to set like wherever else we put the concealer, I like to take a more shimmery powder because I like those parts of my face to be more glowy. So I'm taking this one, which is called Sand from the kit, and it's the only one that has shimmer. And I'm going to take that wherever else I put that concealer. So down the nose, on the forehead, Cupid's bow, and chin. Oh, also I forgot to mention that I don't do any eyeshadow or mascara under my eye until I do my highlighting under there, because I don't want it, I want it to be like highlighted way up to the actual lash line, and I don't like working around the makeup I put down there. So I like to do it first and then finish up my eye makeup. I'm not really going to put any shadow down there today. I'm just going to put some mascara so I don't look crazy. And so now is when I would put on my blush, and so today I'm just going to be using Benefit's Rockateur blush, which is one of my favorites. I'm just going to pop that on with an angled blush brush. And even though we've already highlighted with our concealer, I can never not highlight my cheekbones like all the way. So what I like to do is lay down a cream highlight first, because I don't know, I just like to layer my highlighters, especially when I'm going for like a full-on face like we are today. I love to layer my highlighters. So the cream one I'll be using is this one from MAC Cosmetics. It's called Shell Cream Color Base. I'm going to take that on an E50 large fluff brush. Just get that on the edge of the brush, and right here on the top of your cheekbone, just gonna place it right there. And as you can see, that just gave me a little extra glow. And then I'll go back with that sand color from the kit and top it off to give it a little more glow. So yeah, that is how we contour and highlight. Can you see the difference from this side of my face to this side of my face? This side looks a lot more finished, a lot shapelier, a lot more defined, a lot glowier, which is what I love. I love glowy skin, so I love doing highlighting and contouring to give me that sun-kissed glow. Not even sun-kissed, just glow. I've got a lot more color to my face, a lot more shape, a lot more definition. I just love highlighting and contouring. I think it makes a really big difference, but not like, as you can see when you look at my face, it doesn't look like a very apparent difference, but you can tell that this side of my face looks a lot more clean cut, defined, just a lot better on this side, but it's not like an apparent difference that, you know, like I put red blush on my cheeks. It just looks nice and natural and just gives your face a lot more shape, which is what I love. So now I'm just gonna go finish up the rest of my face and I'll be back. So when I do this highlight and contour routine, I always spray a setting spray after, just because there's so many products on my face that I want them to all like melt together and look nice and even. So what I'm gonna do is just spritz my face with this Urban Decay All Nighter spray so that it locks everything into place and it kind of melts it all together. Okay guys, that is it for my highlight and contour video. I hope this helped you guys because I got a lot of requests for this video, and I know that highlighting and contouring can be kind of intimidating. At least it was for me when I first started getting into it, especially with all the cream products. I was definitely very intimidated when I first started getting into it, but I hope this helped you. I hope I made it seem a little bit easier for you and attainable, because honestly, it is quite a few steps, but it isn't hard steps. There's a few of them, but they're very simple, easy tasks. I promise you all, if you try this, you will get it down, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So do not worry if you're scared, just give it a try, and I promise you, you will get it down. Thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, because I make really cool videos. As you can see, you just watched this one. And yeah, I'd love to have you here on my channel. So once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.
Can we talk about how good of a hair day I'm having? Like, oh my god. Like, boom, clap.
You're never going out of style. Ooh, pretty baby. Baby, ooh, baby, you're so classic. Set up forward in the 50s. Got me trooping out like the 60s. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'll let you in my space. I won't ever with you. I'll choose shadow in my embrace. I'm resting on you.
Music to shake your booty to, and lyrics to ignite the change we want to see in the world.
I'm at